Good morning, distinguished visitors, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen joining us online today. Welcome to today's Change Command ceremony where Lieutenant Colonel Jason R. Bachelor will relinquish command of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron to Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas D. Arthur. I'm Captain Atair Tua, your narrator for today. Please note that throughout today's ceremony, proper social distancing measures in line with CDC, public health, and installation guidance will be followed. Throughout military history, soldiers in the field often could not identify their own commanders. Recognizing this problem, the Continental Army of the United States conducted the first official change command ceremony. Today, just as in the past, the formal change of command allows airmen to witness the actual transfer of command between two officers and see their new command firsthand. The change of command also adds color and pageantry to military life throughout the transfer of the symbolic unit Guidon, while preserving tradition and stimulating esprit de corps. Shortly, while adhering to social distancing guidelines, the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron Guidon will be passed from Lieutenant Colonel Bachelor to Lieutenant Colonel Arthur, signifying the official change of command. Now, for the singing of the National Anthem by Master Sergeant Danielle Grant and the invocation given by Chaplain Daniel Ruiz.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Guests, Duces, if you choose, please join me in prayer. Faithful Father, you truly deserve the prime praise. In creation, we can see your design traced. The oceans, the plains, the mountains, the rain, the universe proclaims the glory of your great name. Today, we thank you for this past season, for the selfless service of Lieutenant Colonel Jason Bachelor and his family. We also lift up Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Arthur and ask that you give him wisdom to lead, strength to serve, and bless him with a heart for his airmen. May you cultivate unity among him and the leadership at the Duce. Bless his family, his wife Heather, children Caitlin, Caden, Kaylee, and Cole. It is their tireless support that has enabled Lieutenant Colonel Arthur to receive this Guidon today with confidence. We thank you for them and for their love and sacrifice. For the mighty members of the 2nd, we ask that you will endow these flying Duces with the tenacity to complete their mission well during this season of command. Lord, from the front office to every flight crew, may they all, each day, execute with excellence. Give them the power to preserve the reputation they have rightly earned for all their hard work. Bless their hands as they labor to pass liquid liberty to thirsty jets around the globe. We place this command, this commander, and these airmen into your mighty and capable care. Amen and amen.
Thank you, Master Sergeant Grant and Chaplain Ruiz. At this time, please join me in recognizing our official party, distinguished visitors, and honored guests attending today's ceremony, both in person and online. Please hold your applause until all attendees are recognized. Our presiding officer, the commander, 305th Operations Group, Colonel Michelle Lobianco, and her spouse, Lieutenant Colonel Marcus Cunningham. The superintendent, 305th Operations Group, Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Ottenwes. The commander, 2nd Area Fueling Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Bachelor, his wife Shannon, and their children Cameron, Riley, and Lily. His parents, Robert and Charlotte Bachelor. The incoming commander, 2nd Area Fueling Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Arthur and his wife Heather, and their children Caitlin, Caden, Kaylee, and Cole. His father and stepmother, Randy and Vanessa Arthur. His mother, Kathy Norman. Bearing the Guidon, the 1st Sergeant, 2nd Area Fueling Squadron, Master Sergeant Sean Dell. We are also privileged to have several commanders and senior enlisted leaders join us virtually that represent the vast array of Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard units that call Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst home. We also welcome all honorary commanders and special guests of the 2nd Area Fueling Squadron. Thank you so much for joining us for this significant event. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Lobianco.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron Change of Command. Today is a day of reflection. This past year has not been easy. It has been 1 year since we have changed how we operate, how we manage, how we live our day-to-day lives. We have asked you to do the impossible, to be physically distant, yet socially connected, to keep pace with tomorrow's threats while meeting today's day-to-day requirements, and you delivered. I am thankful for each and every one of you. And during all of this, we have had an exceptional team of leaders, to which I wanted to thank you for meeting the needs of your airmen each and every day. Today is also a day of celebration. Today we are celebrating the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another for the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron, the Duce. I would like to thank all of those who are tuning in from around the wing and around the world. This pandemic has forced us to do things differently, and it has also allowed for so many more of you to share with us in this experience. Additionally, I would like to thank our wing team, Colonel Wiederholt and Chief Games, our 18th Air Force leadership, Major General Bibb and Chief Bickley, and our AMC leaders, General Van Ovos and Chief Kruzelnick, for their continued support. Additionally, a big thank you to Colonel Teeter and her maintenance team for generating aircraft every single day without fail. Finally, to our teammates at JBMDL that continue to support us and our great partners. Thank you. To Shannon, Cameron, Riley, and Lily, today is a special day for your family. For close to 2 years during his command and longer for his entire career, each one of you has sacrificed some part of your time with him. I know that it can never be replaced, and I wanted to thank you for being so selfless. I promise you it was time well spent, and you should be very proud of him. To Heather, Caitlin, Caden, Kaylee, and Cole, I want to welcome you. This new adventure is going to go by quickly, and at times it will be hard, but it will have more joy, laughter, and love than you can imagine. You are part of a family. There are many airmen and their families of the Duce that look forward to meeting you and sharing this adventure. Today I have the honor of conducting one of our oldest traditions, the change of command, and celebrating 2 outstanding leaders, Colonel Select Jason Bachelor and Lieutenant Colonel Nick Arthur. First, I would like to share a bit with you about Colonel Jason Bachelor and the legacy he leaves behind in the 2nd. Colonel Bachelor is dedicated, empathetic, and courageous to his airmen and to the mission. I choose these words carefully because, JB, this is your legacy in the Duce and in your career. Colonel Bachelor has had a fantastic career. He holds a multi-qualification in both the KC-10 and KC-46, something very few can or will ever be able to say. His vast experience within the KC-10 community and then in the KC-46 program made him the right choice to lead the 2nd towards conversion. His dedication throughout his tenure to his airmen, the mission, and conversion has made his time in the 2nd a success. Under his leadership, the Duce excelled at enabling rapid global mobility while tirelessly driving towards the AMC vision of full spectrum readiness. The 6th ship of KC-10s launched last year right before the pandemic was in full swing was just one instance of his vision. The pandemic did not stop his efforts to keep pushing for higher-end training. I saw firsthand his dedication to the high-end fight out at Albacore last fall. Through each vol, he spent the time instructing the next generation for what fight will come next, and because of him, they will be ready. During your time in command, the Duce has successfully executed over 400 missions worldwide, and offloaded almost 14 million pounds of fuel to over 500 receivers, supported 26 coronets, and participated in 8 exercises. They kept American spirits up through Operation America Strong by refueling the Navy's Blue Angels and the Air Force's Thunderbirds for tens of millions of spectators. His squadron, like him, was dedicated. Secondly, I want to point to Colonel Bachelor's empathy. I have seen him help others to ensure them that they are valued. He has worked to ensure that each member of the 2nd has a career plan as we move towards conversion. I have seen him take care of airmen through this pandemic and build a culture, a collective culture of connection. Connection to one another, connection to the Air Force core values, and to our mission. Culture that is now geared towards finishing the KC-10 mission while looking forward to the transition to the KC-46. And finally, courage. As a courageous leader, I have seen you guide your airmen without stamping out innovation. You have led by example and have given everyone in your organization the confidence to try to the best of their ability. In your tenure, you have seen your airmen earn 17 wing level awards and 11 FTU distinguished graduates, and most recently, an exceptional performer by the IG. I know, and more importantly, they know, that you and Shannon are the Duce's biggest champions. I remember the day I received my immersion from the 2nd. I told you then, and I still know it to be true today, that when I walked into your squadron, one thing stands out above all: heart. You and your team have been successful, and that is a reflection of you. You have done an extraordinary job. You, Shannon, and the kids have left a lasting legacy here. Congratulations on a job well done. I wish you all the joy and success as you transition into that next chapter. The Duce is well postured. This shared history, this legacy, is what Lieutenant Colonel Nick Arthur now inherits. The 2nd will go through divestment and transition under Lieutenant Colonel Arthur's tenure, and he is poised for the challenges ahead. Nick brings with him his wife Heather and children, Caitlin, Caden, Kaylee, and Cole. Welcome to the Duce. We are excited to have you. Lieutenant Colonel Arthur joins us, having recently served as the 305th Air Mobility Wing's Chief of Safety. He's a graduate of Air Command and Staff College and a graduate of the School of Advanced Air and Space Studies. He also spent time at Altus in the KC-46 and understands the unique challenges of his new weapon system. His knowledge of the KC-46, coupled with his understanding of complex nature of conversion, makes him the right choice for the Duce. Nick, the task is large. You will finish the divestment of the KC-10 while continuing to generate, fly, and deliver combat capability. You will then see the Duce through conversion and ensure they are ready to do the same as a KC-46 squadron. You have a fantastic team that is ready to serve with you, and you are ready. I look forward to your tenure, the passion and earnest desire you bring with you to your airmen and their families. I look forward to serving with you. Lead well. Again, JB, congratulations on a job very well done. And Nick, congratulations to you on command. The Duce is in good hands, second to none. Make it matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Obianco. And now the commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Bachelor.
On 15 August 2019, I sat next to my wife, mother, and father and watched my kids play in a local pool near our home in Cinnaminson, New Jersey. I was to take command of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron the next morning, a unit filled with rich aviation history and currently preserving our freedom and nation's security through execution of its air refueling mission around the world in the mighty KC-10. 19 months later, as we open the next chapter of the unit's history, I look back with amazement and a sincere gratitude for an opportunity to serve alongside the men and women of one of the finest organizations within the United States Air Force. Although I can't look you in the eye at this moment, I'll start by first thanking those who had the faith in my ability to serve within the Duce. To Colonel Wiederholt, Colonel Breeden, Colonel Lobianco, and Colonel Green, thank you for the confidence you showed in me. It has been an awesome opportunity to learn from each of you. To the members of the WMC, Derek, John, Jamila, Scotty, Jim, and Damon, it has been one heck of a ride, and your support and friendship has been a breath of fresh air on the toughest of days. To the Blue Eagles of the 32nd, thank you for the mutual support you have offered the Duce. The strength of our individual units pales in comparison to that of which we are capable when we employ as a team. To Chaplain Ruiz, as always, thanks for your support to our unit and a beautiful invocation. To friends and previous co-workers, although I'd rather be addressing you today in person, thank you for your virtual attendance. To the 2 ARS spouses, significant others, and key spouses led by Jenny Chavez, thank you for your fine service to our nation. You are truly the backbone to our success as a unit. To the DOs, superintendents, and first sergeants, Tim, Hugh, Dave Lang, Brian, Carl, Roger, Kristen, Chris, Sean, Omar, and Dave Harwood, I cannot thank you enough for the way in which you have led our airmen. Janet and Alex, thank you a million times over. I could not have asked for better people to lead me through each day. Captain Jones, Lieutenant Schmidt, Captain Ateratua, Master Sergeant Vickers, Tech Sergeant Ravel, and all those lending help in any way to making this event happen, you have my sincere thanks. To the members of the Duce itself, although only a few of you are with us today in the back of Tail 60035, I will forever hold in my mind that visual of a squadron of men and women that I faced while seated on the stage in a hangar in August of 2019. And lastly, to my family, Lily, Riley, Cameron, Shannon, Blaine, Mom and Dad, thank you for the incredible support over the last 19 months. I hope you know what a critical role you've had in the mission of the Duce. We are certainly at a unique time in our squadron's history. We are closing out an incredible chapter of capability and accomplishment as we continue to divest the mighty KC-10. Our maintainers have worked tirelessly through the coldest, snowiest nights here at McGuire to the dusty, sun-soaked ramp of a deployed location and everywhere in between to keep our jets flying. Our SARM and medical support professionals have ensured our aircrews are able, documented, and physically fit to enter a crew rest on a moment's notice, only to fly to the furthest areas of the globe just a few hours later. Our support contractors have supplemented us in ways we needed for years. It has been a pleasure working with each of you. Our government civilians in the Duce are truly the best in the business. I honestly believe this. With veterans like Mo and Janet, superstars like Dustin, and newcomers like Keith, who is already making a critical impact, the unit is in outstanding hands in terms of programmatic continuity. Our aircrews never cease to amaze me. When the mission challenges begin to mount, Duce aircrews continually step up to the plate, for in every one of them, they understand the criticality of meeting an air refueling control time at an air refueling control point some 25,000 feet above a location somewhere on Earth. As a team of KC-10 operators and support personnel, your resume as members of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron is wildly impressive. A continuous presence on combat deployments, worldwide transoceanic fighter drags, standing at the ready and executing a 24/7, 365 no-fail alert mission. Various exercises, including our KC-10 community's self-constructed Albacore and Neptune series, which now holds the attention of AMC, PACAF, and STRATCOM. Countless local training sorties, and cargo uploads and downloads. Your aerial achievements are absolutely vital to national security each and every day. But you don't rest there. I'm proud to have witnessed your professionalism in the office and community abroad as leaders in service. I've seen you offer countless hours of service after a long day that already exceeded normal duty hours. Many of you have answered the call at all hours of the day and night, quite literally, and have set aside your personal plans to assist in generating air crews when our nation needed it. You have stepped up for your squadron mates who, for any number of reasons, have had to rely on your leadership to fulfill an urgent need. You have prevailed through a very difficult squadron tragedy and an extremely challenging year in general, and have used creativity and innovation to excel. The next chapter for the Duce is exciting. You are in outstanding hands, with Lieutenant Colonel Nick Arthur soon to be your commander. He is as fine a pilot, officer, father, and husband to his wife Heather as I know. For those of you that will continue to operate the KC-10 or are cross-flowing to a different major weapons system following our unit's conversion, take with you the pride of the Duce. Our Air Force needs you to strive each and every day to be elite in every way you know how. For those that remain with the 2nd to convert and employ the KC-46, know you are moving on to what will prove to be a highly capable weapon system that will absolutely set a new standard for next-generation tanker operations. Given your leadership, current aviation skill sets, and demonstrated performance, both in the aircraft and programmatically, I truly believe the U.S. Air Force will have all eyes on the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron for next-generation tanker employment. Thank you all for allowing me to serve alongside you as your commander. I wish you all the very best, and know you'll continue to ensure the Duce does in fact remain second to none.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Publish the order.
Attention orders. Department of the Air Force 305th Air Mobility Wing, Special Order Number GO21-0031, dated 15 March 2021. Under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604 and by order of Colonel Michelle A. Lobianco, effective this date, Lieutenant Colonel Jason R. Bachelor relinquishes command of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron, 305th Operations Group, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Joint Base McGuire, Dix, Lakehurst, New Jersey. And Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas D. Arthur assumes command. Signed, Colonel Michelle A. Lobianco, Commander, 305th Operations Group.
Officers, post.
Ma'am, I relinquish command.
Ma'am, I assume command.
Center, face.
It is now my honor to introduce the Commander, 2nd Air Refueling Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Arthur.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be back home in the Duce, and it's a true honor and privilege to take the flag of the 2nd oldest flying squadron in the history of the United States military. I'd like to begin by saying thank you to Captain Max Jones, Lieutenant Sam Schmidt, Master Sergeant Chad Vickers, and all of your team for all the time and hard work spent putting this change of command ceremony together. These events are never easy to plan and coordinate, and I truly appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you. Thank you, Chaplain Ruiz, for that wonderful invocation. To Colonel Wiederholt and Colonel Lobianco, thank you for this opportunity to lead the men and women of the Duce. And thank you for the confidence you've instilled in me. I do not take this responsibility lightly, and I will work hard every day to not let them or you down. To Colonel Breeden, thank you for hiring me as the 305th Air Mobility Wing Chief of Safety, and thanks for bringing me back to JBMDL. On behalf of the men and women of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Colonel Jason Bachelor, his wife Shannon, and their children Cameron, Riley, and Lily. Thank you for all you've given to the Duce. You are forever cemented in its legacy, and your sacrifices and efforts over the last 2 years are greatly appreciated. JB and I have been working closely together, fighting the good fight for over 5 years now, and I can personally attest to how much he cares about this squadron, the people in it, and the mission they execute. I can't think of a single person I would rather be carrying on the mission for than you, JB. Thank you for the time given to helping me prepare to fill your shoes. It's been an honor to call you a friend. I want to say a very special thank you to my family, to my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my grandparents, my extended family, and the extended family I married into. Thank you for your support and instilling in me a mentality of service backed up with a strong work ethic. Each of you have contributed to me being here today. To my wife and to my kids, thank you for your unwavering support. Thank you for your sacrifices, and thank you for your love. These next 2 years will be busy, but they will also be filled with great memories, both in and out of uniform. However, the 5 of you will always be what is most important, and you all make me more happy and more proud than you can possibly know. Thank you. And last, but certainly not least, to the men and women of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron. It's an honor to serve as your commander. I'm excited to embark with you on this journey. as we honor the last days and the legacy of one of the Air Force's greatest strategic mobility assets. And as we transition to the next era of the Duce and begin flying the 24th aircraft in the squadron's long and distinguished history. I look forward to getting to know each one of you as we execute our rapid global mobility mission and continue showing the world why the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron is truly second to none. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Arthur. The members of the 2nd Air Refueling Squadron are delighted to have you and your family join our family. We are also proud to have served Lieutenant Colonel Bachelor and wish him and his family good luck in their retirement from the Air Force. This concludes today's ceremony. Have a great day.